Any of you Bond fans out there, is GoldenEye not just the greatest? I mean, this movie got all of us 90s kids interested. I mean, this is iconic stuff right here. Have one question for all of y'all. You got bait molds? If not, you better get some. Get started. Greatest hobby that an angler can have. But today, we're actually playing with a different kind of bait mold. Stepping out of our comfort zone. We will incorporate soft plastics with this, of course, because the two go together. Like peas and carrots. Like Forrest and Jenny. I'm excited. Stepping into some new territory. I have no experience with this. I have not practiced. I've never even turned on the lead pot. I haven't watched any content or tutorials. We're just going to figure it out as we go. It can't be too difficult. I say that now. Yeah, let's do some lead. I'm excited. Let's take a look at what we're going to do. We're just going to start basic today. We're just going to be using one mold, making one type of bait. See if we can pull it off. First things first, we have a Lee pot here to heat up our lead. You can see I've just got it on the lowest temperature right now. There again, this is the first time that's even been plugged in. You can see I actually have some old cat fishing weights, right? We're just going to remelt that. I've got plenty more of those, so we're just going to use some kind of already molded lead sinkers to melt down. I didn't buy, I guess, just chunks of lead for it. We're just going to use what we have. But let's kind of take a look down here to see what we're doing. We picked up a few supplies from Barlow's Tackle, good people over there. And what I found out is some of these molds and hooks in particular, particularly the hooks, to fit some of these molds are incredibly hard to find. I don't know if there's a shortage of supply or they're just in high demand. Either way, some of this stuff was pretty hard to get, and I have a bunch more of it coming, but this is what we have today that we can actually do. So one of my favorite things to throw, just being here in Florida, is of course a Swimjig. Let's turn it around, right? So here we have a couple sizes of Swimjig, right? We have a big 1/2 ounce, 3/8, and a 1/4. So what we're going to be doing today is trying to do the 1/4 ounce and the 3/8 ounce. And you can see, like, I literally have not used any of this. The plastic is still in the mold. So anyway, we have some hooks to fit that. We have some skirts. You know, I'm not really ready to make my own skirts yet. I'll actually have to do some homework on that. And then, of course, we have some weed guards that also go in the mold. Yeah, so I'm just going to drop this big 12-ouncer in there. And maybe this other one as well. I don't know how hot this pot needs to get, but we'll go ahead and crank it up. We'll maybe just do halfway. There again, I have not done my homework. I wanted to go into this just completely, I guess, noob. That way we can kind of learn together and treat the video as sort of an introduction to this. Not that this hasn't been done a million times on YouTube, but I haven't done it. And whenever I like to start something new, I kind of like to take y'all along as a complete beginner, right? Whenever I first started making soft bait videos, you know, I had years of experience under my belt. You know, this I have none, so we're going to learn today. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get this mold ready. And so here is the hook that fits this one. And this was one of the trickier parts when shopping for these molds, was trying to find a hook that would fit, that was in stock. I mean, even the Do It website itself hardly had any of this stuff in stock. So I had to go to like third parties and order from some very, very small online tackle suppliers to even get in the door to this hobby, to be honest. It is not as readily available as soft baits, not that I can tell. Now we'll go ahead and just pour all three. Technically, I think you're supposed to taper your hook size down, but hey, if it fits, we're gonna do it. Yeah. So that's kind of how that's supposed to go in there, I'm pretty sure. And then of course our rivets here. Let's go ahead and just kind of, yeah, set that in like so. And then we should be able to just close the mold from there. So just close it up. Yeah. Then what we'll do is we'll put on our gloves, just like we're doing plastics, and we'll try to pour this. Again, I don't know if this needs to be preheated. I don't know how easy it is to do this, but we're gonna find out. All right, here we go. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm assuming that's the spout right there. Yeah, let's just try one. Okay. Try another one. I tell you, the operation of that pot is super smooth. I mean, that right there was super easy. Hopefully the cavity's filled. And there again, that's my first time ever using this ever. So I'm already pretty excited. You know, this lead, it cools really fast. So we'll meet you back in just a minute. All right. Drum roll, please. Very first ever lead jigs. Let's see if they did okay. Hey, looks like they did. Let's get one out. Oh yeah. Look how pretty that is. Hey, all of those filled really well. I'm assuming we just remove this. I'm assuming, yeah, okay. Yep, there's the hole for the weed guard. And then you just kind of clip that off. But it looks like they all filled. Okay. That one did not fill as well. Okay, and that one didn't either. So maybe the lead should be hotter. There again, big learning curve here. That's still passable. However, this one definitely is not. That's garbage. But really, really attractive looking shape there. I wish the hook was in line. See how it's sideways? For a swim jig, I like the hook to be in line, I guess. I don't know. Okay, again, looks like we have everything set. Maybe need to straighten that hook a little bit, make sure everything is in its place, and then we will go ahead and close up. So, yeah, I think we are ready for another round. All right, here we go. We're gonna try again. So I'm wondering if trying to get this as close to the nozzle as possible will allow the lead to get in there hotter, right? So if I was to hold the mold down here and pour it, the lead would travel further and cool off faster, and so it might not fill in the mold as well. You know, there again, just trying to figure out, I guess, some of the little nuances of how to do this. All right, round two. Let's see what happened. Okay, so it looks like on this one, the first cavity didn't fill all the way, but it looks like the others did better than before. Yeah, so these bigger sizes, which, come on. Yeah, okay, those two filled absolutely perfect. Yeah, look at that. That is pretty, you guys. That is pretty. I absolutely cannot wait to actually, fix a skirt to these and make them look pretty. Oh man! And again, anyone who's never seen this process done before, you basically just clip that top off, just like that. Right? That's technically, so in soft plastic terminology, this would be the runner. Right? You would pull your soft baits off the runner. Here, you just kind of pull the runner off the jig. Two very different things. But, yeah, you can, as you can see, they loosen up pretty easy. Yeah. Awesome, awesome. I love doing new things. This is so simple, but so satisfying at the same time. Okay, here's what we have. We did just a handful of them there. How many is that? 6 or something? And what we're going to do now is we're just going to coat them in this powder paint. Now this is obviously just a very, basic single color way to coat these. I'll have to green pumpkin. You know, we'll kind of look into a few other techniques. I'd like to eventually be able to paint them with some patterns, you know, add flakes, some color shift ideas, you know, really try to do some fancy stuff like we do with plastics. But today we are keeping it simple, stupid. So anyway, this stuff, you know, I used to use this to, you know, recoat tungsten flipping weights and all sorts of things back when I was actually a fisherman. So I am somewhat familiar with it. You know, you have to really keep it dry. Moisture ruins it pretty easily in my experience. You have to really keep it fluffed up. So basically what we're going to do is dip this in there, and we just need to get it hot. But looking at the hole here for the weed guard, I don't want this stuff to get in there and fill it up. So I'm just going to try to leave this little insert in and see how that kind of turns out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the whole thing with pliers. That way I don't, you know, heat my fingers. And we're just going to blast it with the heat gun. You know, you can use a torch, but I almost feel like you get it too hot with a torch. So basically, we're just going to heat gun it. And you know, the thing about a torch is you'll actually start to like melt the lead, and that's obviously not good. You can melt away the shape of your jig head, which obviously you don't want to do. You know, I hadn't done this in a while, so this might come out a little lumpy, but yeah, basically you just kind of shake it around, right? And then knock it off. Just like that. Alright? And then all we do is we heat it again, and that will kind of clear it up. Well, gloss it up, so to speak. That'll turn it glossy again. Somewhat, at least. Yeah. There we go. And then really the next step, the next thing you want to do is to then bake this in the oven. And then that will really set it. That's the right way to do it. Just hang it right there from your oven rack. But there we have it. That's looking good. All right, here's a little closer look. So it looks like we may have gotten a little bit of clump there, but all in all, not too bad. Oh, sorry. All in all, not too bad there. That is very usable. All right, so I think we're gonna go with this Texas Red Cross skirt. I really like the red in it. So we're gonna match these with a red eyeball. So these are just some kind of just kind of cheap generic eyes from Amazon. And you can see we have this little, this is probably like a 4mm. This little directional red eye there. Nothing too, nothing too fancy. So, little dab of glue. If I can get it. Is that one out of glue? Come on now. Alright, false alarm. We'll try this side. Not used to eyes this small. These little 4mm are killing me. Might even be smaller than that. There we go. Yeah, that one's gonna look cleaner. I don't know, something like that. It's a start. Okay, so here's what we have, and I have the option for these sort of green pumpkin weed guards. But I actually think I'm gonna go black, even though it's a green pumpkin base on this, you know. I'm still gonna go black, I think. And just like we just did, just a little glue, a little Loctite gel is all we need. Smooth it around a little bit, yeah. And that is now not going anywhere. This stuff dries very quickly. So I think that is where we're going to go with, and then that'll look, I think that'll match really well with this skirt. And then we get to match a soft plastic to it. So we're gonna bring this thing full circle from just a shiny lead jig with nothing on it all the way up to a painted, eyeballed, skirted, and soft plastic trailer matched swim jig. All right, now let's try to slip this skirt on. I think this will look really pretty. We'll maybe try to have the red side up a little bit, but essentially we just want to push it over all the way up. There's one more layer, or one more tier, so to speak, that it needs to go up over. Come on. One more. There we go. Starting to get it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, there's what we have. And this skirt seems a little big for this. There again, I don't really know exactly which materials to buy, but I can always trim the skirt. All you have to do is snip, snip, snip. And in fact, I always like to trim weed guards. Me personally. Every bait I buy, I don't care who makes it, I always trim my weed guard sort of at an angle like that. Now I'm going to get a lot more hook sets than I would have, and I still have that weedless right there. So this is starting to take shape. Alright, time to do something that I actually know how to do. The soft plastic part. Microwave's ready, so we are going to match this Texas red crawl in a crawl trailer. So here comes the triple injector with the ecto crawl. If we can match this up, this will be a match made in heaven. Okay, so we have cooked up a triple laminate color here, kind of designed to match this, right? So we have this sort of green pumpkin with black flake. We have this kind of really light yellowy orange, and then that red. So we did a little drizzle test, right? There's all three colors. Look at that. Not bad for just whipping it up real fast. Oh my God, that might actually be the sexiest thing ever. All right, triple injector time. This thing will make a man out of you. Here we go. That felt good. That felt good. We're just going to keep holding some pressure and hope for the best. Okay, I think that is going to look good. Ooh, that right there doesn't look too bad. Right, so from the side you can really see the three colors. There's your green pumpkin, that kind of yellow orange, and then the red. So let's just go ahead and get one out by itself and really examine the color profile along with our jig. Okay. Oh yeah, the green is very different. That's more like a camo green, right? Mine's more of a traditional green pumpkin. So oopsie daisy, but wow. That is a really complimentary color. Look at that. Yep, I'm not going to change a thing. I think that accomplishes the goal quite nicely. Of course, you can always get things closer, always. But in terms of just complementing these colors, I like it. Yes, sirree, Bob. Look at this. Oh, that is a complete package right there. Just this past Saturday, my dad was catching fish behind me on a swim jig with an ecto crawl. Now I can give him one that we made. See if he can repeat. I actually trimmed a little bit off, so this is the 4-inch ecto crawl. You can just trim a little bit off and then kind of size it to your jig, right? You can see those claws are just kind of sticking out of the back of the whole thing, And to me, that looks really, really nice. There it is, the evolution of a swim jig. Pretty awesome. In fact, that right there is going to be thumbnail. Just kind of a 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now let's go do a little bathtub test. See how she looks. Alright, nothing says premium bait making content like a bathtub. But let's see what we got, y'all. Ugh, hold on. Ooh. Y'all seeing this? You know, it actually swims right side up like it's supposed to. You see the crawl legs kicking a bit. Yeah. What do y'all think? Yeah, nice little swim jig. Swims really well. Lovely. Right on. And yes, this is a drumstick fishing pole. Yeah, right on, everyone. Doing something new. Always, always one of the most exciting things. So I hope y'all enjoyed seeing something a little different, a little new. As we can get parts, we're going to be adding a lot more types of lead molds. We're actually going to make our own Alabama rigs, which, as you know, is a personal favorite of mine. Now that the winter's kind of coming, right? It's still fall, you know, for the most part, but you know, temperatures are getting lower, which means that the swim bait bite will be getting hotter, or higher. So I am super excited. I think we can have a lot of fun kind of marrying the two, right? You know, not just make a jig or make some sort of lead lure, but match it with a soft plastic, you know, try to finish it out, round it out, and then hopefully take them fishing soon. You know, particularly, you know, any sort of swim bait jig heads or Alabama rigs, you know, we can definitely get those on camera as well, because that's the kind of fishing that we're going to be doing here pretty shortly. You know, something like a brim or crawl colored swim jig is going to get a little phased out, and then we'll kind of get into white chatterbaits, which we're also going to hopefully make soon. And, you know, those are sort of the more wintertime baits. But, man, awesome. Super excited. Never done that before. Never done it on camera, of course, which is obvious, I guess. So, hope y'all enjoyed seeing something new. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you would like to see next.